In 1941, in order to contribute to the war effort, FDR created the Office of Scientific Research and Development, the OSRD, to have scientists create new technology and weapons for the war. During the war, German scientists succeeded in splitting uranium atoms, which releases a massive amount of energy, and because of this scientific breakthrough, Albert Einstein, a physicist and German refugee, wrote to FDR about the Germans creating an atomic bomb which would cause an enormous amount of destruction. This prompted FDR to have the OSRD work on an atomic bomb, which would initially take 3 to 5 years to create, but FDR set up a program in 1942 to develop the weapon faster. The code name of this creation of the atomic bomb was named the Manhattan Project because a majority of the early research was done at Columbia University in Manhattan. Two of the most important people in the creation of the atomic bomb were Robert Oppenheimer and Leslie Groves. Oppenheimer was the director of the Los Alamos Laboratory, who was responsible for research and design of the atomic bomb and is known as the father of the atomic bomb. Groves was appointed head of the Manhattan Project with the responsibilities of seeing over the project's phases as well as planning use for the bomb.
In 1943, during the research and development of the atomic bomb, there had to be explosive elements suitable for the weapon. Uranium-235, a more desirable component than its much more abundant uranium-238. The reason for this conjecture in chemical terms that it is necessary for the isotopes to be separated rather than together at the molecular scale. Upon reasoning, there were 3 methods in order to produce each specific element. The electromagnetic process, developed at the University of California, Berkeley, under Ernest Orlando Lawrence, an American physicist who created his first particle accelerator. The diffusion process used facilities using great amounts of electric power under Harold C. Urey at Columbia University to produce small amounts of uranium-235. Lastly, the thermal diffusion process used for preliminary separation. The plant is on a 70 square mile tract in Knoxville, Tennessee. Another material produced was plutonium-239 at the University of Chicago on a metallurgical laboratory under the direction of an American physicist, Arthur Holly Compton. On July 16, 1945, the first atomic bomb test exploded at 5:30 a.m. at the Alamogordo Air Base south of Albuquerque, New Mexico. The mushroom cloud soared 40,000 feet, had a power of 15 to 20,000 tons of TNT, and fused 800 yards of the surrounding sand to glass. On the historic drops on Japan, Little Boy was uranium-235, while Fat Man was plutonium-239.
August 6, 1945, an American B-29 bomber released an atomic bomb on the Japanese city of Hiroshima. The devastation was beyond anything seen before. 80,000 people were killed as a direct result of the blast, and another 35,000 were injured. 3 days later, the United States of America dropped another bomb on the Japanese city of Nagasaki. Not long after, on August 15, 1945, Japan finally admitted defeat. World War II was over. However, the destruction would go on. In Hiroshima, the blast depressed buildings within a 2.5-kilometer radius. There were 90,000 buildings in Hiroshima before the device was dropped, but only 28,000 remained after the explosion. Thousands of people were killed, many badly injured, but the casualties didn't end there, because it was not a regular bomb. The nuclear radiation released when it exploded caused people to suffer horrible illnesses. Thousands more died from their injuries and radiation-related illnesses in the weeks, months, and years that followed.